Hey there, I'm Michelle Clark, and today I'm talking to you about the 5 steps to business acceleration. So much easier than what you've been led to believe. And I really make a stand against business being hard. I make a stand against the boring rules, and I make a stand against the overwhelm. We just place so much on our plates, and it can just be so much easier than that. And that's the whole purpose of doing this video for you right now, is to show you just how easy it can be. So to tell you right up front what you're going to get, I'm going to take you through how to make an annual strategic plan so that you always know where you're going, so that you've got a real overview of where you're going, because you don't just get in the car and think, I'm going to buy a house today. No, you don't. You make a plan, right? So you think, how many bedrooms is it going to have? Am I going to have more children? So will I need more bedrooms? Or am I going to have children leaving home? So will I need less bedrooms and just make do for now? What are the schools like in the area? How close is it to the shopping mall? So you'd actually make a plan and consider some of those things. So that's where I'm going to take you first. But I want to take it further than that. I mean, you can get an annual strategic plan on any old website, right? And in fact, I have a plan that I'm going to give you as well. But I want to take you inside how. No one tells you how. They make it feel so hard, and it just doesn't have to be hard. It really is easy. And the way that I'm going to show you that is I'm going to show you that after you've considered everything that you want, and then you've taken it through into the annual strategic plan, I'm going to show you how to set quarterly goals, because those are the things that actually keep you on track. Now, quarterly goals is just a bit of business waffle, right? But I'm going to show you how to make it really workable for you. And then I'm really going to chunk that down into monthly objectives and a daily to-do list. And then I'm going to give you something called the roadmap to success and show you actually how to stay on track. I'm going to give you a whole lot today. So if you don't have space or the capacity to listen right now, then go ahead and listen to this later on. But please do listen to it. There's no waffle in it. It's all stuff that you want. It's going to take around 15 minutes. I'm going to be fast, but you can always come back and watch this over and over again. Are you ready? Let's dive on into it. Now, normally I would present this in full screen, but I want to flick backwards and forwards between my screens. So let me dive on into what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to teach you some strategies today. But the important thing that I want you to know about strategies, let me just share my screen with you. The important thing that I want you to know about strategies is that you are more than a strategy, right? The whole point of you being successful in business, the whole reason that you're going to be successful in business is you. I'm going to give you all the strategies, but the answer lies within you. And I mean, I've coached so many women to amazing heights that they never thought that they would get to. And the answer does lie within you. All I'm doing is bringing out that which is already in there. You don't need another strategy, darling. You just need to completely and utterly trust yourself, completely dive into what is actually in your soul, because that's where the money is, honey. I absolutely promise you. You find out what your soul's purpose is and you deliver your business to that. Could even be your current business, right? It doesn't need to be so much more different than what you're doing right now. It's actually often just a really few little tweaks, and then that's where the money comes. Anyway, I digress into talking about money. Let me get on with this. So that's a word about strategies. Even though I'm giving you strategies, I want you to know that there is so much more to business than strategies. You are your own secret weapon. So what we're going to do today together is decide what you really, really, really want, because it's so important, right? If you don't really want something, you're not going to achieve it. Create a goal. I'm going to show you my special technique for setting a proper goal. Set an annual strategic plan, define your quarterly goals, and make a roadmap to success. So I promised you I was going to deliver this fast. Let's do it. If you don't have a trusty bit of paper and a pen or a journal or something like that right now, press pause, go and grab that. Welcome back if you paused me. What is it that you really want to create? What is the one thing, like when you think about, and by the way, an annual strategic plan can start at any time of the year. Doesn't need to start at the beginning of the year. It's just a 12-month period. And we're just chunking it up. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to work on all of your quarterly plans at the same time. It's just a way to help you to see where you're going. But you have to create something that you really want to create. When you think about the next 12 months ahead, what would truly excite the pants off you that you would absolutely want to create? Now, the thing that you keep circling back to in your mind, the thing that you keep going, oh, I couldn't do that. Oh, I need a prettier website first. Oh, I need a logo. Oh, I've got to get a voice coach. All of those excuses that you tell yourself. What is that one thing that you keep circling back to? What is the one thing that would truly light your soul on fire? Pick that. because that's where the gold is. Okay, write that down. Now, I want you to think about how you can integrate that goal into your business, and I want you to think big. So, a lot of the women that I work with just fall into complete overwhelm because they try and be everything to everyone. You know, we get imposter syndrome and FOMO, and we watch what someone's doing over there. Oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that. Oh, there's a gap in the market over there. I'm going to do that. But darling, you don't need to wait for a gap in the market. Like, you are the gap in the market. Just like people that sell coffee, you know, oh, but only deliver where there's a gap in the market. Well, what about coffee makers? There's hundreds of them. People pick who they want to make their coffee, sure, by the taste of the coffee, maybe by, you know, the beans, or maybe because they're organic, but mostly because of the personality of the staff. You are your business, and people are attracted to your energy. So don't worry that what you want to bring to the world, if there's already thousands of it, don't worry. And equally, if there is nobody doing what you're doing and it hasn't been tested and proven, don't worry. Whatever pops into your head is absolutely the right thing to do. That's one of the things that I do in my coaching, is I make women so brave and so sure that they go after that which is in their soul, and that's why they make so much money out of it. Okay, are you ready? So think about your strategic direction and what you need to do to create, build, deliver, and sell that in the next year. So just pause me for a little minute and have a little think about that. What is the one thing which you want to create, build, deliver, or sell in the next year? Get that sorted before you press play again. Now, setting an acceleration goal. This is really exciting, right? Goal setting, you absolutely have to have a goal, just like I talked about in the beginning. If you don't have a goal, you're not going to get where you're going. You absolutely must have some strategic direction. But there is a whole system that I use for setting a goal with my clients. I'm not going to take you through all of that right now because it would be overwhelming and a little bit overkill. So let me just share a few little key secrets with you. This is the format, okay? I feel, insert how you feel, now that I am, state your goal like it's already achieved by, insert the date. So it needs to have feeling, because that is the key to manifestation. If you can't feel it, you're not going to bring it into reality. Now that I am, so state exactly what you want and insert the date so that it's actually measurable. If you're not really clear on the measurable outcomes, how are you going to know when you get there? You really need to know what it is. So let me give you an example. Let's say, so you're going to start in the middle, right? Start with now that I am. Start with what you want to create. Let's say that you said, I want to build a nutrition program where women are able to take charge of their own healthy eating. So you state that as I am, now that I am delivering an online program for women so that they can take charge of their own health by December 2021. And then you really feel into that. So you've set what it is, you've set the measurable outcome or the date, and then you go to how you feel. So then you kind of close your eyes a little bit, flash forward. How do you actually feel now that you've created that? Where do you actually feel it in your body? So when we're talking about feelings, it is a feeling, right? So is it heavy? Is it soft? Whereabouts is it located in your body? A lot of women who work completely from soul, like you and I, we're going to feel it in our heart, or we feel it in our solar plexus. If you feel it somewhere else, that is equally as good. Nothing is bad or wrong here, okay? Your feelings are never, ever wrong. In fact, I make most of my business decisions based on feeling alone. How's that? Okay. So then you really feel into it. You know, you might say, I feel a bubbling, excited lightness radiating pink rays out from my heart now that I have created this nutrition program for my clients that is changing their lives and empowering them to eat healthily by December 2021. Now, if you read that goal to yourself every morning, every night, write it on your mirror for several reasons. One, you have to read it every time you go into the bathroom. Two, it states an intention to everyone else in your house. Like once you've stated it, you need to achieve it, right? And it's there and forefront in your mind. When you are living and breathing it, you're definitely going to birth it into reality. Okay, a little bonus for you that I didn't tell you were going to get. All right, so talk about your goal all of the time. Write it everywhere. Write it on your journal. Write it on your bathroom mirror. Really talk about it. Now we're going to dive on into the first actual strategy. So that is setting an annual strategic plan. What is an annual strategic plan? It's basically a guiding document. So here I'm going to flick through to the screen and show you an annual strategic plan. So if you were in corporate, like I was for so many years, before I died of boredom, annual strategic plan, in 12 months time, my business will be, do, and have. So think about it. So if you want to create that online nutrition program, think about what will you be? You'll be the leader of this amazing online space. What will your business be? It'll be changing people's lives. What will you be doing in your business? Will you be delivering the program, or is it all online? Is there some coaching, or will you not be doing it at all? Will you pay someone to deliver it? What will you personally have, and what will your business have? So approach this from two ways, from personal and also from business. What will you be, do, and have that'll really help cement it in? Then the measurable goal. So the little strategy that I taught you for writing your goal in here. And then this is where we come on down to the first, second, third, fourth quarterly goals. Now, a quarter, of course, is 3 months, right? So then we have the 3 monthly objectives and then a celebration. You simply must have a celebration. If you don't have a celebration, how are you going to know when you're actually achieving what you're supposed to do? So then there's the blank version here. Now, what I tell all my clients is that this is a great little one-pager to stick up on your wall so that you never ever worry about what you have to do again. It's just automatically all there for you. You don't even need to worry. And a lot of my clients use this alongside. So I do personally. I have the one pager up on my screen, and then I also have a spreadsheet, which I dive into once a week when I'm doing my planning. I won't teach you the weekly planning because it'd be a little bit overkill, a little bit heavy for you today. But what I do want to show you is where I'm going to take you at the end of showing you the strategic plan, the quarterly goals, is the tracking system. The tracking system is the secret to actually getting it done. So let's dive on into the annual strategic plan. So by breaking it down into quarters, you're basically, the best way to think about it, guys, is to actually think about it like a book. If you got to the end of that 2021, you had that amazing online nutrition program, and someone said to you, wow, Vicky, you've done so amazing. I can't believe you've created that whole online thing, and you are being the queen of that online space, and you do, and you have, and you whatever, your be do have list was. And then they say, so I'd really like to write a book with you about your journey. What was the 4 things that got you there? If you had to divide it into chapters, what would it be? It might be that you had to, chapter 1 might be that you had to research all of the online platforms and how to, all the tech type stuff, like how does your email system integrate with your member press, and how do you link everything together? How do you upload all the documents onto your website? How do you link PayPal and Stripe and do all those tech kind of payments and those tech systems that go along with it? Then the second chapter might be deciding what the journey was. Like, what did you include in the program? What didn't you include in the program? Did it have coaching? Did it not have coaching? Did you have physical products? Did they have to pay extra for that, or did they get that as part of it? Then the third chapter might be the launch, right? So what promotions did you do? Did you hire someone to do it? Did you do it all on your own? What was included? What wasn't included? And then the fourth chapter might be that you reviewed what you did and you refined it and you relaunched it yet again and made even more money this time. That is as complicated as you need to get to create 4 quarterly goals. Simple, right? Why did the business world make it so hard? Because it's made for men that want to sound important, right? But we know that it's easy, and you know that you're going to be successful. I know that you're going to be successful, and I know that you feel it in your heart. So just don't make it any more complicated than that. Set a goal. That is the overarching goal of your annual strategic plan. Break it down into quarterly goals. There you go. You're the CEO of your own company doing an annual strategic plan and quarterly goals, right? No more complicated than that. And that's what all of my coaching is like. It just takes all the bullshit out and makes it really understandable. Okay, so we've done the quarterly goals. Fill in the first month of your roadmap. Okay, so when I'm talking about a roadmap to success, so you've got your annual strategic plan here, then you've got your quarterly goals here. When I talk about the roadmap to success, I'm talking about monthly objectives. So I call it a roadmap to success because it's really what it is. Like if you follow it, you're going to be successful. So what you do is you take your 4 chapters or your 4 quarterly goals that you set, and if the first one was all the tech stuff, then your first monthly objective might be explore online delivery systems. The second monthly objective might be employ someone to help me understand the tech. The third monthly objective might be integrate all systems ready to go. So see, that's just breaking it down. And if you break this down, you're not going to have the overwhelm. You're going to eat the elephant one bite at a time and you're going to get there. So then you just carry on for each of the quarterly goals and break it down to your monthly objectives, which overall are your roadmap to success. And then definitely plan a big, juicy celebration. Absolutely. Then taking it a little step further, because you can have all the plans in the world, you can have all the strategies in the world, you can have all the best intentions in the world. But just like driving a car, just like I said in the video, you know, you can drive along and you can be veering off very easily. Like imagine being, you know, in a car, and that's to say you're straight ahead, it's a straight road, like in Australia, right? Dead straight roads. But if you just stayed straight, eventually you're going to end up in the ditch, right? Because it veers ever so slightly and the wheels might be slightly out of alignment or whatever. So unless you're making these small little minor adjustments, you're going to end up off the road. And that's exactly what happens. And then you end up in overwhelm. You're like, how did that person over there get so far ahead? Because she was taking notice of what was going on. She was measuring, she was planning. Honestly, it is the secret to getting the freedom that you desire as an entrepreneur, I promise you. All entrepreneurs, by the way, have freedom as one of their highest values. It's why you're in business for yourself, and you can have it. And you resist, well, sometimes we resist the structure and the systems because we think it'll take away from our freedom. It actually gives you the freedom that you desire. Anyway, onto this tracking system. So what you do is you take one of your monthly objectives, so your annual strategic plan, your quarterly goals, and then remember those 3 monthly objectives, which were your roadmap to success. You take one of those each and every month that you're in. You take that monthly objective and you put it here. So I've done an example here. Where is my example? Okay, so the action, so the overall plan might have been, let's have a look, let's put a roadmap to success, try and keep it to under 3, right? So my monthly objective here might have been to increase my social media following or to have more people hearing what I'm actually saying, like hearing my real message. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then break it down into tiny little actions that I can take. Right? Not necessarily week by week, because you'll probably be taking some actions simultaneously. But if one of those actions would be to do a Facebook Live every week, that's what I would go ahead and put into the spreadsheet. Then I'd do an action traffic light, and the action traffic light, and I look at this every week. So Sunday night for me is planning night. I love doing it on a Sunday. Most of my clients tell me that they're going to do it on a Monday morning when they begin. By the time they finish coaching with me, they're always doing it on a Sunday. It's a better energy. I don't know why. And it means you can hit the ground running on a Monday. But you can do your business exactly the way you want to do your business. But the whole point of it is that once a week you sit down and you analyze where you've been. So I look at my annual strategic plan, I look at the goal, I look at the quarterly goals, I look at the monthly objective. That gives me an overview. It takes my brain to the right place, right? Opens up the right chambers in my mind mansion. And then I go, okay, what was the action I was going to take this week? Do one Facebook Live every week. And then I rate myself, right? Because you are your own employee. Now, this is a really good question. Would you fire your ass or would you give yourself a pay rise? Good question, huh? Okay. Traffic light, rate yourself. So green is, hell yeah, I know that. Orange is, I kind of mostly did it. And red is, it's time to fire my own ass, right? So if you're not looking at your progress as an absolute, honest, brutal truth, you're going to veer off pretty quickly. Then the action outcome, like what did I actually get out of this? Like, what did I learn from it? What did I gain from it? What did I lose from it? If you're not looking at the learning, you're missing the whole point of growing. So increased overall followers on the page from 600 to 650. Woohoo, win. Action learning. So what did I actually learn by doing it? I found that freestyling produced better engagement than the videos that sounded more professional. Great. So then the whole purpose, like you might be like, well, I've learned that. Like, why do I need to even write it? Because if you're stating what you're learning, your brain takes notice. So your working memory, right? It can hold 7 chunks of information, and you are bombarded with a lawnmower in the background, the to-do list that's circulating in your mind. Someone, you got to go and pick up your kid at 3 p.m. and you feel really hot, but you constantly have all the stimulus. So your mind can't take it all at once. So it filters shit out all of the time. So in order for you to actually pay attention and go, right, I'm going to file that in a part of my brain so I can retrieve it and use it later, you need to do something with it. So you take the learning in, you can only hold that information for 20 minutes, right? Then you actually need to do something with it. So you open up your spreadsheet, you go, what did I learn from it? You write it down, which is the action. And then the next time you go to do a live, you're going to know. And then the next time you go to do something else, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I've got this little thing in the back of my brain telling me that when I don't do a script, I do so much better. So that's how you can grow your business exponentially, right? If you're paying attention to what you're learning, you are going to upscale so much faster than everybody else around you. And then what would you do differently next time? So I'll continue with these weekly lives, but I'll stick to one topic per month to build up some steam. Great. That is all you do. That's all you need to do. And for all of the actions you do, you can see here, like it goes further down. So action 1, action 2, you just continue to rate yourself. And then I know I said I wasn't going to tell you how to plan, but I can't help myself. What I would actually go ahead and do is I would then open up my electronic calendar and I'd go, okay, so what do I want to achieve in the week ahead? And I would schedule in power hours. I don't use Pomodoro anymore. If you haven't heard of Pomodoro, by the way, it's a 20-minute kind of timer that you can have on your computer or on your phone, because your brain, like I said before, by the way, I'm an adult educator. That's why I talk about brain-based learning all the time. But your brain will only really be able to concentrate for 20 minutes. I've trained my brain, and you have as well as an entrepreneur, trust me, that you can concentrate for more than 20 minutes. So a power hour, you basically chuck tasks into your diary. So I'll quickly show you my diary. So you can see I've got chunks of time everywhere. Oops, you can't actually see my screen. Let me share it with you again. Okay, so I have power hours absolutely everywhere so that I can work on projects. So what I do is I chuck it into my diary, and then I open it up and I write down what I'm actually going to do in that power hour. And then when I get to the power hour, I open it up. I spend the first 5 minutes planning, then I spend 50 minutes doing, then I spend the last 5 minutes reviewing. Did I achieve everything that I wanted to achieve, or do I need to create another power hour either later in this week or next week? That's the way that I don't ever lose anything. Because I'm in my 40s now. My brain isn't quite what it used to be. Clearly, I'm not eating enough walnuts and blueberries. But if I put it into my diary, it's not in my head anymore. It's not overwhelming me. It's not drowning me. So you can't run a business. You can't run a super successful business and have the freedom that you crave in your business if you're constantly overwhelmed. And I'm tired of seeing all of us women overwhelmed. It really breaks my heart. You don't have to be overwhelmed, and you don't have to do everything yourself either. But that is a topic for another day. I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed it. What we've done today is we've gone over how to set a big juicy goal, one that lights you on fire, and that forms the basis for your annual strategic plan. And then as part of that annual strategic plan, we broke it down into quarterly goals, and then we broke that down further into your monthly objectives, which then became your roadmap to success. And then we went over a whole system for keeping you on track. And then we talked about how you diarize it. And then we talked about how you stay out of overwhelm. You have learned so much in the last 15 minutes. I hope that's been really powerful for you. And if you'd like to work with me further, then you need to ask me about the Business Acceleration Club. It's super exciting, keeps you so on track. It up-levels you. It provides you the energy you need, or the structure you need, and personalized business coaching, plus all the courses, of course. So I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me on Facebook, Michelle Business Acceleration Coach, or you can reach me via email, Michelle@michellebusinesscoach.com. I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear what you thought about this. Have a fabulous day forward, and remember, together we shall rise.